Welcome back to everybody's favorite show, The Worst Guns in Shooter History. This series is going to be taking a new turn. It has been a long time since I've made an episode, and from now on the show will be more quick and dirty, and I will just go on stat sheets and find a bunch of negative attributes about a gun, any of the shooters that I own, and then tell you why it sucks, and then you like the video and give me $100. No? Alright, well then I'll just review the gun. The gun we're looking at today is from almighty Battlefield 4. It is the U-100 MK5, and we're just going to start listing off these negative attributes one by one. First thing you gotta know about the U-100 MK5, it is the starting LMG for Battlefield 4 players, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the slow fire rate. 590 rounds per minute is what you get with the U-100. Despite all of the changes to Battlefield 4, it is still an RPM game when it comes to close quarters engagements. When you have a gun that fires at 590, you're going to be losing out engagements to AEKs, MTARs, F2000s, FAMASs, shotguns, some of the DMRs. There are a lot of high DPS guns in Battlefield 4. The U-100 MK5 is not one of them, so avoid close quarters engagements. You also only get 30 bullets in the magazine. Why is this a problem? Well, one, it's a light machine gun. This is in the light machine gun category. This is for the support class. 30 rounds is assault rifle magazine, not LMG magazine. A low rate of fire will make it so you don't burn through that magazine immediately, but because of that low rate of fire, you need to stay at a distance, and because of that distance, you want more bullets to account for missed shots at range, the damage drop off, and also LMGs are usually meant to suppress people. That's why they're really not great for running around with. So having the ammo capacity of an assault rifle with the rate of fire of something that should have a much larger ammo capacity kind of leaves you wondering, if I can't rush with it and I can't stay at a distance and consistently suppress people with it, what am I using it for? Now at the optimal range that you should be using this gun, you will be getting 5-shot kills, meaning you can only get roughly 6 kills per magazine if you're not missing any of your shots. Speaking about missing shots, moving and aiming and shooting is not something I would recommend for this gun. Now, my aim is pretty shaky in this video because I just haven't played Battlefield in a while. I'm not comfortable with Battlefield recently because I don't play it as consistently as I used to. So when I go on, I'm already a little bit shaky. But even in the firing range, I noticed that the accuracy while moving, even slightly side to side, is atrocious. The slightest movement completely throws everything off. Do not move your feet while firing this weapon. Even at closer ranges, it might cost you the gunfight. So already you have low rate of fire, so not really good for aggressive play. Low magazine, not really good for long range, suppressive or support play. You have closed, ugly iron sights. I mean, I don't mind them, but they're not as open as I'd like for a gun like this. Really? Did I just get flashed and rocketed at the same time? Why? And you have next to no consistent accuracy while moving. My one tip is to tap fire while moving, because otherwise you're gonna have a really terrible time. But I'm sure if you slow down my gameplay, a lot of my misses are on me and not on the part of the weapon. So basically this is an assault rifle with really bad accuracy while moving and a terrible rounds per minute. I will repeat this again, I don't put attachments on these guns because I could make them much better or much worse depending on what attachments I put on, and it will kind of skew with just the review of the base gun. The series is for fun after all. Although if I had to recommend something for the attachments, I would say use an intermediate sight, not too zoomed in, not too zoomed out. You're also going to want a vertical grip for shooting while moving. Everything else is honestly up to you. There are better people out there to make videos about all of the nuances on the attachments of Battlefield, so there we go. So really, the only positive to this gun is predictable recoil, and that's not a small feat, but I mean honestly, if they just had the fire rate on this gun go up a little bit, I would love it. I don't mind holding still and using it to just melt individual people at mid-range, but not being able to move, not being great at close range, not being the best at mid-range, I just have to end this video by saying use a better LMG. And that's sometimes a big reason a gun is terrible, guys. Sometimes it's honestly just because there are better choices out there, more versatile choices, choices that fit into the game's meta much better. This gun is not unusable, but I wouldn't recommend using it. That's why I think the U100 MK5 is one of the worst guns in shooter history. We're gonna keep looking until we find the very worst gun. The journey's back on, kids. See you when I see ya. Goodbye.